We found it, we just got to add.
I was thinking it was right there in front of the folder, and I got the folder, and it was not.
All right. If everyone please would join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Lord, we come to you tonight. I want you to just keep us focused on what needs to be accomplished for the betterment of our school and our kids. And I would like to take time to ask for some support and comfort and healing for the people affected by the passing of Jesse Braun, one of our bus drivers. He really had good intentions and really wanted to change things in this place. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. I'll call to order. First is roll call.
Chris McKinney,
Here.
Chris Satterfield.
Here.
Carla Willis. Here. Skip Willis.
Here.
Terry White.
Here. Okay. First, we'll have the presentation of Handle with Care video.
Donovan Cooler's gonna take care of that.
Hi. I think we don't do a good enough job at bragging on the really good stuff that we have going on inside the school corporation, and this is one of the really good programs that we have. We know it works because we've been doing it for a long time. We're blessed to be a small community. So what happens is if something happens to a kid that might be something traumatic the night before, during the evening, even during school hours, we've always had a very strong relationship with local law enforcement, EMS, fire departments, and they would reach out to Dr. Blake or one of our admin. We would make sure that we keep eyes on that kid the next day. We know it works well. But then we got hooked up with the Indiana Department of Health, and they have their own Handle with Care program, and it just solidified everything that we were doing. And it made sure that we were following the same process every time. So the way it works is we report to them every month, and we let them know how many cases that we've had. And in exchange, we get some support through them. Helps us give education out to our teachers and our staff as to how we can support those kids the best way that we can. But the most exciting part is they really liked what we were doing. They liked our program. I was lucky enough to get to work with a lot of our community. I worked with fire, EMS, Sheriff's Department, Petersburg Police Department, and we got this all together. So all of our police departments, EMS, have on their iPads, on their phones, a Google form. If something happened, it's one of our kids, all they do is shoot me a name and a building if they know it, a date of birth if they know it. We're small enough that if they put Jane Doe down, I'm going to know where Jane Doe is. So then I shoot out notifications to that school to let them know to keep eyes on Jane Doe. I'm not going to go into all the slides that I could have because I could talk for a long time, but this video, they contacted us and said, we like what you're doing. We want to showcase Pike County and how you're doing it, and we want to put it on our website to get other counties to hop in. It's free of charge. We're not paying the State Department of Health anything for this. So I'll let the video talk, and then I'll answer any questions that you might have if we're finished. Awesome.
Every day, there are kids walking into schools carrying burdens no one else can see. Trauma from the night before, fear, confusion, grief. They might smile, stay quiet, or act out. But something's changed.
I seen firsthand of kids come to school knowing our guys was out on their property or at their residence the night before. And I watch them go through school, fall asleep, maybe a temperament change throughout the day, whatever it was.
It can be the passing of a relative. Maybe there was a severe accident a family member was involved in and they're struggling. Maybe they witnessed it. Doesn't matter what the trauma is. If it's an event that could probably impact how the student acts at school the next day, law enforcement tries to let us know.
That's where Handle with Care comes in, a simple idea with powerful impact. The program allows first responders to initiate a confidential notification to school personnel when they encounter children at the scene of potentially traumatic events. The notification ensures children are met with trauma-sensitive support and handled with care at school.
Handle with Care is a program that pulls in our local law enforcement and allows us to see a sense of what happens outside of school in these kiddos' lives.
Handle with Care is when we go to a scene, if there's kids involved and we know that they're inside our school systems, we set out a notification to the school.
It's really fast, it's really simple. All that the form requires is the child's name. If you know the age, there's a spot for it. From there, I submit the form on my computer. It goes to the school, and then that way the school just knows to handle that child with care. And that's not just the child's teacher, that's everybody that's involved in their life. Counselors, teachers' aides, sports coaches, what have you.
Handle with Care gives us a heads up that there could be something going on. The administrative staff gets the information and just the teachers that the student has. And so we take pride in making sure that we keep that confidential. We don't know what has happened. We just have the name of the student.
The child's head is not there at school. They're tired and rethinking about what happened last night. It's traumatic for them, and understandably so. And so that just lets their teacher know, again, not any details about what happened, but just lets them know that, to handle that child with care, and maybe let's give them some extra time, and let's try it again tomorrow, and to not cause them more stress and stress them out about what they've got going on at school, because they're dealing with a lot bigger battles at home.
It's brought light to so many circumstances that we didn't know about prior. It just lets us know that we just need to be gracious, and that they might not have everything together. They might not have their homework the night before, or they might be falling asleep. They might just suddenly get upset out of the blue for no reason.
We're here for the whole person, not just their academics. We want them to be safe. So I think anytime that teachers can know that the child is going through something, they don't have to know what it is. But it helps the teachers know, give them some grace.
In a matter of minutes, and with a few simple clicks, law enforcement officers and first responders can have monumental impact in supporting innocent children.
We were already seeing situations like this in our school system. Handle with Care came in and we fell in love with it, and we just ran with it.
Handle with Care has given us that framework to improve and increase the communication.
It ties everybody together. It ties our sheriff's department, our police department, our EMS, our fire, and our school system all together as one.
I can help that child without them knowing that I've even helped them. That's got to be the best part of the job.
Spending less than 2 minutes to fill a form out to make sure that our kids are safe. There is no reason why you don't do this, and you could possibly change a kid's life forever.
It takes me every time.
That is awesome. That is excellent.
So when you go to the State Department of Health, to their website, when you go to Handle with Care, our video is featured. The big parts of it are what it says. We don't know. When I push those notifications out, we don't know what happened. It could be a domestic dispute. It could be a death in the family. It could be a car accident. They could have had their dog ran over. We don't know. But it's something that impacted that student, and that makes sure that the next day maybe they didn't turn in their homework. Maybe they fell asleep. Then we make sure the counselor knows, the nurse knows how to take care of that student in the best way. And I just want to thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to be able to do it and to be able to have the resources to get it out there.
Can we, where'd you say it was going to be released at?
It's on the Indiana State Department of
Can we
Health.
release that on our school website?
I was hoping that you'd say that. I would love to really push this out. I like to push it out social media and show.
I don't know if that's going to be a board action, but we can add it.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Yeah. So.
And again, we, it was over a 2-day period. Sheriff's Department was great. Briar got to play with his drone.
Yeah.
We filmed for
Video.
2 days, 12 hours each
It
day.
was great. I mean, crew was very nice. They were very complimentary of all of our community, everyone they
So was it
encountered.
the state that came and
Yes.
filmed it?
The state, and then they had their filming crew, and they really complimented. I mean, we interrupted class time. Teachers, they were willing to accommodate us. Our cafeteria staff made a tray for the prop, and everyone was so accommodating to do whatever to help us. We actually started at Petersburg Elementary because our main actor, his mom works for the State Department of Health. So we had someone that wasn't one of ours, and then we decided that we needed older volunteers. We thought we needed younger volunteers, but we found out that his age was a teenager. We shifted gears and went from Petersburg to the high school, grabbed kids as we could to get releases signed, and then got classrooms together and trays together, and it just all fell together really well. But like I said, this really was a collaborative work from fire departments. I met with all of EMS. Every ambulance in the county has this on their software to be able to place these. And then Petersburg Police Department, and then the Sheriff's Department. I went and did a training with the Sheriff's Department so that all of them knew how to do this. And it really makes that teamwork happen together within the county. That's not just the schools working independently, it's all of us working together.
And we almost didn't do it because we felt like we were already doing it.
Yeah.
But the numbers increased significantly once they had that.
Well, you talked about this last,
Yes.
beginning of the year.
At the beginning of last year was our first formal year to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, just for formality, I'll make a motion that we put this video on the school website.
I second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you.
And thank you, Don,
Yeah.
for all you did.
Yes.
And I bypassed one. So earlier, this board met in executive session. Executive session meeting was held prior to the regular board meeting, and no subject matter was discussed in the executive session meeting other than the subject matter that was specified in the public notice. So if anybody has any questions on that, they can contact myself or our attorney for clarification. So now, approval of minutes from the executive session and regular session on July 8th, 2025, and the executive session and special session on July 22nd of 2025.
I move to approve.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? Not all in favor, raise your hand. Review of finances. Approval of claims.
Okay, in your packet, you have voucher number 20724 through 20893 for your consideration. Voucher 20739 and 20857 do not exist. Voucher 20814 and 20815 were voided and replaced.
I make a motion that we approve the claims.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Is there any other discussion on that? Not all in favor, raise your hands. Okay. Financial reports.
Starting with the bank statements, German American Bank has a balance of $2,482,318.16. Home Building has a balance of $217,158.66. Total combined in the two bank accounts, $2,699,476.82. That page is followed by the bank statements if you have any questions about any of the transactions that might have occurred. Following that, we go into our fund reports. Education fund currently, as of the end of July, had a balance of negative $224,409. Debt service was a negative $314,564. Operations was $2,538,174. The rainy day fund was $110,722. The GO bonds of 2019 were $69,430. And then you have some remaining accounts there below for you to review. Appropriation report is next, showing where we're at in our fund balances at this point in the year, followed by the revenue. Of course, you have the report or the deposit you can see from property tax that went into like the operations. We did have some 3 paid months that hit our education fund pretty hard, and that's what you see reflected there. Again, and just tightening up as we go into 25, 26. The next document that was in your packet is the affidavit for the expenditures from the 2024 bond. You can see what has been paid out towards the construction. The plan is on the chiller. I know for the boiler, I know Max will give an update, but they're going to try the fire up on fall break. Education fund, operation fund, rainy day, and GO bond. are the next few pages, showing you where we're at with our cash projections for the year. And of course, with going through July, I mean, we're halfway through the year, so got a pretty solid picture. Any questions on any of the finances?
Other than the plan that we have for the negative balances in
Right now, unfortunately, I can also say that our ADM is about 2 down from where we ended the school year with the forecast that was in the fund of what they projected the LSA agency with the increased revenue that we got from the state. Because of the lower number of students from what they based it on, we're actually going to be losing around $300,000 on top of what you're seeing on that page. So again, we're looking at cuts of any kind of expenditures. I mean, any excess things. If we don't have to buy it right now, we're not buying it. If we don't have to replace it, repair it, we're not doing it. So it's tight.
All right, anything under other? Next is patron comments. We've got one, Kim Cummins.
I've just got a couple of things. So we were over at Tasha and Benny's for a cookout last Thursday. And as of last Thursday, the Brim app is not on the homepage like we had originally discussed. You have to go under the bookmarks and then go under other to get to that. And then we tried to scan the QR code on the school bus and it wouldn't pull anything up. So I'd like to see if, that couldn't be addressed so that we can make sure everything's properly working.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I spoke with our tech department last week. Because of the way the Chromebooks are, they're not, and I didn't realize that either initially, but it can't be a shortcut on the screen like a laptop could be.
Right.
So they're trying to direct the kids to the bookmarks, but they are working to get it posted on the taskbar at the very bottom of the screen so they will be able to see it there, because I explained the key point that was being requested is that it's right there without having to go through any additional information.
Right. Because we sat there and we fumbled with it before we even finally found it, but, it just needs to be first, first and foremost so that they've got easy access to it.
There is a tab under the anonymous reporting that takes you directly to the program for the high school and the middle school. It's not on the elementaries because we didn't purchase the program for the elementaries.
Right.
So
It's still there, it's just a job form, not for it.
no, well,
In the
there's a tab.
elementaries.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
But there's a tab, a red button that can be pushed and takes you directly to the Brim website. It says report bullying and you click it and it goes straight to it. I have asked them to put some language above it that specifies Brim.
So the middle and high school, it'll be, you're trying to get it moved to the bottom taskbar along, okay.
And then the QR code, we had some issues with that, getting to the right schools, and I think we've got that corrected now, so.
Well, whenever we scanned it, if it's the one, like, you go up on the bus right up here, like, we couldn't get to pull anything up.
Okay.
So,
I did the QR code, sorry, but I tried the QR code and it took me directly to it,
Yeah.
so I don't know, but I
I
did
don't
try
know
on
if
the
maybe
bus.
it's Tasha's or what, but it was on Tasha's.
They've released multiple QR codes. It's not automatically on the poster either. And I know that was also the intent that a QR code would be on the posters to get it done. So the tech staff is also trying to get the QR code onto the posters.
Okay.
So there's,
Okay.
some of the resources weren't as
Readily
Ready.
available.
ready
Yeah,
to
as
use.
they said, that they would, yeah,
It is being looked into.
yep,
Okay.
yep.
I can show you how prominent it is.
Do you want to see it?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got it up, right? Right. No more handy time than. It is slow, so bear with me, and I've got a giant.
Sorry, Eric.
No, I know where it is on my bookmark.
Yeah, that's where I didn't know.
Okay. It's loading. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably won't. So this might go big. Loaded big. Okay. So right at the top, this is our homepage, and it's got anonymous reporting, and it takes, so from the corporation webpage, if you click anonymous reporting, it takes you to its own webpage where it has all 4 buildings listed with the links, so that it would take you to the job form for the elementaries and for now Brent for the middle high. But if you go to that school building, then which school you want? I want to just go to that school. Sorry, this mouse is difficult where it's at.
I was also for a touch screen too.
Yeah. So you gotta hit right on the arrow. So it's been searched. There we go. Still connected. It's loading. I know. Well, it sounded like a great idea, guys. Hold on. Another go through. It's just lagging so terrible.
I pulled it up on my phone, and then it says board meeting live. Hello. And then right under that, it says anonymous reporting.
Now we're loading.
Technology got loaded.
But that's on my phone.
We did update the anonymous reporting. It says the word Brim right there. That was one of the things we did to make sure they've been hearing us talk about Brim, so we want to make sure they know that's what they
I
are.
was saying for the county.
Sorry.
It's not even linked yet.
There we go. That was really nice.
The tab will be right in there. So, report bullying. So we did adjust, we wanted to keep this because of the student safety comment, and in case a student, like a parent or a student went in there and they're thinking, well, this is about, I'm afraid somebody's coming to school tomorrow to do something versus, it's a bullying incident. We didn't want them to feel like they couldn't report.
We wanted one site for all reporting.
Yeah.
So, but if I click the report bullying, then it'll go there.
And we are working on the narrative above that to include the
Can I
word
ask
brand.
one more question?
Sure.
Who are the 5 people that's supposed to go out to? What was ever decided on that?
It goes to area administrator, counselor, and SRO. Yes,
Brandon was also one board member.
there's some legal things we gotta talk
Yeah.
about,
Good on this.
and same thing for teachers.
So is there not anybody on the school board that's
Not until we get the legal wording
Gotcha.
finished out. So, we will get a report every Friday at the end of the day on what was submitted, how many was submitted, but until all the legal wording gets finished,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do new business. We don't have any old business? Okay, new business update on Hafer?
Yes. So
Okay.
Eric. This is Eric Rang with Hafer. They've been working on the vocational building design. We're hoping to do bids by September.
We'll be, getting it out early in September.
We thought you might want to
And-
talk to him first.
Getting bids back early November, so in 2 months, we'll be coming back with contractor numbers. Talking to you then.
Okay, you can stand there or up here, wherever you feel
I'll
comfortable.
stand up here.
Yeah.
That will divide everybody's attention. I'm sure everybody here knows, but the vocational renovation building was built in the early 1980s, and I don't believe it's had any major renovations since it was built. There are issues. One is the roof. The insulation is getting old and deteriorating and falling down. Some of the finishes could be improved. The greenhouse is in needs of major overhaul. In the exterior, there's some issues that need to be addressed on the exterior, including some concrete that's falling apart, joint sealants just need to be redone. But here is a plan of the exterior. And as part of the scope of this project, we're going to be replacing the fence along the perimeter here and the gate, repairing damaged concrete that leads to these drains in this general area here, replacing all of the overhead exterior doors, doing a totally new roof and insulation on the building. And to address the greenhouse, we have talked to different greenhouse manufacturers about either replacing and fixing up what's there, but it's actually more economical to demolish what's there and put a brand new greenhouse in. So that will be part of our plan, including all new greenhouse systems, footings, foundations, new exterior doors on that greenhouse, and controls. Replacing all the exterior windows and exterior doors and adding access control or putting access control on all those exterior doors. And anywhere that caulk or sealant is falling off between the concrete panel that makes the exterior wall joints, we'll be replacing that, putting an insulation in it. And on the roof, taking the gutters that are inset above the walls, which have kind of created some issues with water coming back inside the building, and going to take them out to the face of the walls to remedy that problem. This is not scrolling anymore. Okay. I went too far.
Careful, you ask for it.
Yes.
The PDF wouldn't have to load in black, but
Oh, there we go.
yeah.
Now we're back at the front page. I take it very slow. I think that's the place where it gets stuck. Okay. But the greenhouse will be in an arrangement like it is now with 2 different bays that jump up to the top of the screen. But it'll be a very similar arrangement, very similar size, probably about just a foot shorter. And as part of the exterior improvements, we will be adding a sidewalk from those 2 exterior door greenhouses out to the sidewalk, which can be used for a plant sale or moving all those plants and agricultural elements in and out. Okay. Thank you very much. Might be getting a little impatient with my scrolling there and jumping down.
You might find new mouse after this.
Oh, this is Dana's mouse. Mechanically, we're going to be replacing all of the shop heaters and and adding heating and cooling packaged rooftop units, and the addition of a welding filtration system, and providing additional high volume, low speed fans, replacing all the exhaust fans, and installing a dust collector in here for the construction lab. I think I jumped down a little bit, but I will mention that we're moving fire safety out and putting construction into this vocational building. Replacing the rooftop units serving classrooms, replacement of all the grills, diffusers in the classrooms, replacing all the plumbing fixtures and domestic water heaters, and replacement of the air compressor and welding gas manifolds. Electrically, whole new panels and distribution system, adding new lights to the classroom, replacement of the fire alarm system, and updating the access control system. And throughout this, in the classroom area where there's ceilings, flooring, we will be replacing all of that, upgrading those finishes, completely renovating the existing restroom and adding an ADA restroom that is in an existing small office. Let's see, replacing all interior doors and changing the fire safety, moving the construction in there and moving fire safety into the main building.
So where construction is now, behind the engineering room, that'll be the new fire science room. And then that gives the construction class more space.
To go out and build things in the yard. And we do just have a few images. One, this is the corridor when you come in the main vestibule. This is a wall graphic, just kind of a representation. But we're trying to add a little bit of school spirit in there. Final design of this wall graphic is to be determined. And this is an image showing what the construction space will look like.
That's awesome.
Doesn't look like your auto shop, does it?
No, it don't. Well, no in-ground lifts, they're yanked out, so
You guys have any questions about the project?
looks awesome.
I don't at this time.
Looks very nice.
Again, when we come out, we've talked about, some of the things that like, okay, if we've got to cut or if we've got to tweak, we know, some of the smaller things or the things we'd address, but, again, I like the designs and it's gonna at least get us the basics back up and going. And the changeover of the greenhouse was kind of a new, little unexpected surprise in terms of that was the most feasible, cost-effective thing to do.
Yeah, because of the age of it, they'd either have to go out there and manufacture all new panels and systems for it specifically, or provide a new greenhouse package, which they can do at a better cost.
I missed, Suzanne, where'd you say the fire safety is gonna be moved to?
It's the construction room now. You've got the machining room here, and right across the hallway. It's the backside of the
main
engineering
building.
classroom.
The main building.
But it's in the main building.
Yeah.
So,
If you move them there, the space they're using in that existing shop now, they will double their space. And then construction trades will double their space by going out there. Plus what he's been doing, like with building the buildings, and also he wants to put something out on the back lot to where he can teach a segment of the lane block, lane brick. So, and then, I mean, Jeremy has several, modules he's wanting to do, and that'll allow him to set them up. Like on one wall in there, he will have them set up to where they don't have to take them apart. They can just keep it all together, so it's.
Mr. Ball, sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, he also teaches engineering, in that space, so that keeps him from having to travel from inside, outside, back inside.
the fire truck fits in the garage door with about that much space.
More than that, more than that.
That's air out of the tires.
All we gotta do is take the water cannon off of it.
Oh.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry for my disruptive mess.
Next is approval of donations.
Here we have the following items. Mr. Elliott submitted a letter to accept a donation from AES in the amount of $200 to go towards the back-to-school magnets, the calendars. Also, $250 from German American Bank, also to be used for the magnets. We have a $250 donation for Britain Chapel Church for nursing supplies. And then our Spirit card for the second quarter came in at $3,128.36. So our donations so far this year is $5,921.96.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I think we're the Gold Star School for GAB right now. So that's all on donations.
I make a motion, we approve the donations and thank you to all those who donated.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. Approval of fundraisers.
Petersburg Elementary is requesting approval for the following fundraisers: the 50-cent Friday card, canned food drive, Mason's General Store donations, selling Smitzels, relay race, and Paragon fundraisers, Reading for Education, and Cincy products. And also for the library, the Scholastic Book Fair, and the sticker shop. There would be a fall and a spring book fair. And that's it on fundraisers.
Make a motion to approve it.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on fundraisers? Not all in favor, raise your hand. All right. Approval of forgiveness of debt.
So Mrs. Jen Deffendahl has submitted information for forgiveness of debt on 3 outstanding accounts, a total of $1,326.75. The information is on the following pages for you. And again, she's gone through all the steps, trying to contact small claims, so on and so forth. So at this point, we are asking for the forgiveness of that debt.
Okay, so I have some questions on this. We're just writing these off. We've gone through every step possible that we can, or is somebody else not following up through small claims? My question is, if we're turning this over and it's trying to be handled, why are we?
It looks like here on the first one, it says it was decided in June 2020, and apparently.
Well, my question is, if it was decided then, they had a repayment plan?
The way I understand it, yes. So it sounds as though they did not
They
follow
did
through on
not
that.
follow through on that. So now we're just letting that, I just have a hard time just letting it.
I don't think we have any other.
We don't have any other reports. We can't go back to the courts.
She said she talked to him and she was like, a lot of times they're not gonna arrest somebody
I didn't say arrest them, but it was.
and put them in jail for something like this. So she's tried, she's worked with Jamie on it, and a lot of people now, I think they see it and they're not gonna pay it because
That's my
we
point.
are free textbooks.
Yeah, especially if it was textbook and not.
How old are these accounts? Again, 19?
The one was from, one
Okay.
was decided in 21, 22.
And this benefits us just to get them off the books?
Yes. And then 21 is the other one.
Otherwise, we just keep. All right. I make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
A motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not all in favor, raise your hand. Approval of obsolete materials.
Been approving this periodically through the summer. We have a list of obsolete curricular materials from Winslow Elementary and from some that are in the storage in our back area here in this building. So they are listed there, and basically we need them declared obsolete so we can go ahead and dispose. These are books that the book vendors did not want to purchase back.
I'll move to approve it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on that? Not all in favor, raise your hand. Oh, you got one?
No,
Oh, I thought you were.
I'm already.
Head of the game, all right. Approval of increase of lunch prices for adult meals only.
So again, children do not pay for breakfast or lunch. It's only if there's any extra a la carte item they decide to purchase, but the adults have to pay. And in order to meet the compliance and stay eligible, it's necessary to increase the adult lunches up to $5.25.
I move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. Okay. Approval of certified contract amounts for 25-26.
Okay, the next few pages, so the contract amount for certified staff and administration, which is in line with the CBA, and they're basically all the same wages that we ended the 24-25 school year with. So it's frozen status quo right now till we do any bargaining.
And this is just standard procedure.
Yes.
I move to approve the contract amounts.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Not all in favor, raise your hand. Approval of overnight field trip request.
Mr. Klemper has requested permission to do an overnight trip for the FFA convention and expo, October 29th through November 1st. Transportation and fuels, the only corporation expenses. Typically, they've used a small bus, but if necessary, we would make arrangements for a full-size bus.
I make a motion to approve that.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second for the field trip. Any other discussion? Not all in favor, raise your hand. Other?
No.
Nope. Personnel, resignations, retirements, and leave of absence.
Okay, earlier, we had hired an Oklahoma City University student as an instructional assistant as part of the MOU that we have with them. She's no longer able to travel to Pike County for that position, so she submitted her resignation as an aide. We have a resignation from Dan Gaffney from his position as high school principal. We have a letter from Janet Caldemeyer resigning her position as a teaching assistant. Also a letter of resignation from Chelsea Knapp from her instructional assistant position. Ashlyn Bull has submitted her resignation, resigning her position. Diana Eigel had been approved to cover a maternity leave. She was then offered a full-time job elsewhere, and so she is resigning from that subbing position. Then the driver that you approved last month or at the last meeting to hold both an aide and a bus position because of for a partial day is resigning her bus portion that was approved for that position as it was defined. And we also have a resignation from Jay Nelson, who was the girls varsity tennis coach. We have a resignation from Casey Farmer, who is Winslow Elementary School nurse, and you have 2 medical leaves.
I'll make a motion, we approve those. Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Not all in favor, raise your hand. All right. Appointments and new hires.
Mrs. Pancake is recommending Teresa Long as a special education teacher at Petersburg Elementary. She's also recommending Alyssa Eckes as a teaching assistant at Petersburg Elementary and Tanner Richardson as a teaching assistant. Mrs. Keeker is recommending Corey Long as an instructional assistant, Alex Clark as an instructional assistant, and Casey Ward as a full day, regular hours instructional assistant, no bus driving. Mr. Meyer is recommending Aaron Bradshaw to cover a maternity leave at his building. Mr. Elliott is recommending Julie West to cover a maternity leave as well. Mrs. Keeker's recommended Jen Smith to cover homebound instruction up to 5 hours a week for a student. Sorry, that's a duplicate. Recommending David Kokenauer as the interim building administrator at Pike Central High School for the 25-26 school year. He does bring over 22 years of administrative experience. His starting date will be August 18th. Okay, coaching. Recommending Xavier Wiseman as a volunteer assistant cross-country coach at the high school. For girls basketball, Kyle McCutcheon, head coach, full stipend. Jared Gideon, varsity assistant, full stipend. Ellie Fosna and Andrew Tars as volunteer assistants. Wrestling, Devin Phillips, our new welding teacher, as volunteer assistant. Middle school, Andrew Tars as middle school assistant coach, full stipend. Volleyball, Tiffany Horner, a 7th grade head coach, full stipend, and Erica Vintage as a volunteer assistant. Girls basketball, Bob Collins as an 8th grade head coach, full stipend. Sean Warner, 7th grade head coach, full stipend. Kinsey Warner, 7th grade assistant, full stipend. Jesse Nixon, 6th grade head coach, full stipend. Justin Grew, assistant, full stipend. Bob Collins is also working with the boys tennis team, if you're comfortable approving that along with that position for him in athletics. Mr. Elliott has the list of ECAs for his building. I'm gonna go ahead and let you read them instead of me going through them.
There's a bunch.
You also have the list of middle school ECA positions as listed from Mrs. Keeker. The ECA positions listed from Mrs. Pancake and from Mr. Meyer. So with that, we should be pretty well caught up on our ECAs and hirings.
I make a motion, we approve the appointments.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. Congratulations, welcome aboard, Mr. Kopenauer. Professional leave.
We have the counselors, Brittany Beesterville, Andrea McCutcheon, and Michelle Haas have all indicated they want to go to the Fall Indiana School Counselor Conference held in Indianapolis. They do have some time before they actually attend, but they had asked for your approval so they can go ahead and make sure they get the better pricing on all the registration information.
Make a motion to approve that professional leave. I second it. There's a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. All right. Administrative comments. Mr. Kopenauer's up. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you gotta sit in the chair, sir. Front and center.
All right, we had a great first 5 days. It's a whole, everybody in the office, guidance counselors, Dawn, everybody as far as helping, getting everything going, teachers, everybody on board. Trialed a 2-hour delay bell schedule to kind of start the year, so kids had time to get their Chromebooks, meet with guidance, get parking passes, all the stuff, and then still meet with all their teachers for a shortened amount of time. So they were in every class for 30 minutes. We did all of our class meetings the first day, so I met with each class. They got all their Chromebooks, met with their teachers. I think it went really well. We kind of asked the staff afterwards if there's any changes. We're kind of we want to continue it next year, kind of tweak, bringing some of the freshmen are kind of walking in a little scared and not knowing where to go. So bringing them straight to the auditorium and having their homeroom teachers there so they can kind of have their schedules already and they can escort them back after the meeting. So, but as a whole, I think it was a great opportunity to kind of get some of those important tasks taken care of before they went to class. And then teachers kind of got to slowly work into it with just a little, only having it for maybe 30 minutes that day. Got clubs getting started, FCA, FFA, student government, graduation committee. We got meetings this week, people applying for student government. Picture day tomorrow, freshmen that commit to graduate, signing the banner will be tomorrow as well. We have homecoming, September 26th. We've already started planning, working on that. This Friday, Mr. Eigels got Mark Messmer from the House of Representatives. He is coming to speak with all of our seniors and some other classes that want to listen to him speak. So he's coming to talk to them in the auditorium. Mr. Scott is working on our first tech challenge team call out, robotics call out meeting, developing real world skills in coding, engineering, teamwork, and problem solving. So, and that will be on August 28th. So. Very good.
Thank you.
Short and sweet.
Thanks. Thank you, Hunter, for Mr. Elliott. Sorry.
I'm thinking Mr. Kopenauer might delegate.
Sorry.
I said you might want to delegate, you've seen how he does.
Very good.
That's right.
We've had a wonderful start to the school year. It started with our Meet the Teacher night before school started, and it was well attended. Our classroom teachers worked hard to prep the rooms, and they were very welcoming to the students and families. So that was great to see everyone before school started. The custodians, cooks, and bus drivers have been wonderful getting our building ready. Jeff and his team have worked hard to get everything set for that night, so it was good. And then, of course, we welcomed the students on the first day, which was amazing. I told the staff that the school is just a hidden gem and this corporation, so it's been great to see everyone's hard work. Mrs. McCutcheon has met with our 4th and 5th graders, and they're starting to try out for
to be a peer mediator, and that program is absolutely amazing. I've visited all the classrooms every day, and they're already starting our benchmark assessments so that we can kind of start grouping students in their reading groups and math groups. And our universal dyslexia screener is taking place also for our kindergarten, first, and second graders. Teachers are using Talking Points or Class Dojo to communicate with families. Those are free apps that they can get information and send pictures in a safe way out to families. And then, let's see, our new teachers and staff have acclimated to the building well, and so have I. Everyone's helped and been helpful and hardworking, and it's been a great opening. One of the smoothest since I've been an administrator that I've seen, so I'm very thankful.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, as you all know, it's kind of been a rocky road for some of my people, but I was very pleased with the start of the school year. We got all the custodial staff, everything's, everybody's got everything looking good. Max and his staff have done a great job getting things ready. We did start the school year out with all of our routes filled with everything, and then unfortunately we lost Jesse. I don't know, it's just kind of hard to talk about it, but he was a good guy, cared about his kids. Kids loved him. He's going to be tough to replace, but already started into that a little bit. So that's about all I have.
Well, welcome to Terry too. I haven't got to meet you yet, so happy to be back. Like everyone else said, exciting start to the new year. We had our back to school night. We need to see the community engagement line out the door for people coming in. We've had a strong start to the year as well. I've gotten into every class just about every day. Been on recess duty, lunch duty, monitoring things. So it's fun to start the year. To see where the kids start, remind myself where the kids start at, and then think about where they get to by the end of the year, because there's always so much growth. Want to give a special shout out to transportation and maintenance, who got a ton of stuff done at Winslow over the summer and who have started the year getting everybody home safe. We had a thing that we started at the end of last year that just came through. Nurse Casey worked hard on getting us nominated as one of America's healthiest schools. Only 879 schools across 30 states are recognized for that. So we got a letter for that approval. She did the application, and a lot of that stuff is procedural things that the board and the school system has already put into place. Our guidelines for nutritional meals, our providing lunch and breakfast and lunch for our students. A lot of things we already do, and then things that she just kind of tightened up at Winslow. We got 3 focus areas for this year: character education, which is a monthly progression. We're focusing on the 7 habits, the Stephen Covey thing this year. So we're doing Be Proactive for this month. We're moving from our literacy cadre. We're out of the cadre now, but continuing to focus on that with more of an eye towards implementation. We've got all the new reading materials, so we're really focusing on what we've learned and implementing it with the new materials that were approved last year. And then continuing to move from our STEM days towards STEM certification this year. We're gonna have quarterly goals to try to really make a push to get that certification in the next 2 years. And then finally, just a couple more shout outs. A special thanks to the teachers over the summer who gave a lot of time, and to Dana for their hard work getting those literacy materials and the pacing guides set up over the summer. That they get paid for that, but they took time from their summer, and that's important too. And we're excited. Our leadership teams begin meeting next week to get kind of things rolling on that end too.
Wasn't there a new mural too that you worked on?
Oh yeah, that's right. So if you go into the entrance of Winslow, I told them this is volunteer work too. So yes, amazing that they did that. They've done a great job by the gym already, and then we got approved again for the entryway. It looks really neat with the paper airplane and just the graphics that are on it. Looks totally professional.
It is awesome.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Is that all those pictures on each side? Is that?
It's the entryway, so as you walk in, it's actually kind of the archway around, so it's, the pictures or the graphics are just, that's a little different. This is actual like paint on the walls,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
it's really neat.
I
It
watched
was
your
awesome.
video.
I got to see that before school. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that is impressive.
Yeah, it was great.
Maintenance and tech, as always, did a great job. Like the others have said, getting us ready for the start of school. So I just want to give them a shout out and thank them for all their hard work. And the custodians, making sure the building's clean after maintenance comes in and, gets everything fixed up. So we have already had our class meetings with all of the grade levels. We did review all of the academic expectations, behavior expectations, attendance, things like that with them. We also did talk about the new BRIM app. We let them know where that is located. The teachers also were instructed on the teacher workday to make sure that they covered that in their grit classes. Every student has a grit class, so every student should have been actually like physically shown where to go and how to access that. And then we will continue to reiterate that to them, throughout the school year. Miss Haas, our guidance counselor, she plans to go into classrooms during the first 9 weeks to talk about bullying, and then again to reiterate to them the app. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on our plan for implementation there. The core teachers met with Ms. Steffendahl to talk about our formative assessment data and how we plan to do that going forward with the new iLearn checkpoints. It kind of changes things up a little bit, and how do we want to proceed. I think we have a good plan for this year, and then we'll see how that goes, and then go from there for the following year based upon how the first year with the checkpoints go. So the teachers have already started their NWA testing. They started today, so that we can get that data and get going with it. We had our required fire drill already. We did that last week. They also had the Pike County Night Out last week. They did have to postpone it, but that was really neat to see. And so shout out to everybody involved in planning that, because I'm sure that was a lot of work and everything to get that set up. And so that was a great opportunity for our community. So I do appreciate that. The school year, we did have to make a few changes with offerings that, we were able to provide at the middle school. So we've kind of tweaked some of the classes that we have, and just kind of one, or I guess two positives that's come from that. I feel like several, but just two that I'd like to mention. One is that we were offering art to a couple more grade levels than what we have in the past. And I actually had a couple students come up to me and say, Ms. Keeger, I had art, and I really liked art when I had it last year, and I know that I could take it again this year. And we did those really cool pumpkins, and I'd like to do that again. I think that's great, because we're, getting those kids things they're interested in, because not all kids are going to be like, this is what they're interested in. So we have different things that we are able to provide for the kids. So I thought that was great. And then our ELL program, we don't have a lot of English, language learners. However, and we're starting to get more. And so we were able to put in a class this year. We have just a few students in there with those students. And we kind of strategically placed some Spanish-speaking students in there with those kids. And it's an enrichment class, so they're still getting what they need. However, they are able then to kind of work with the other kids, and it has really been neat to see. Both groups of students have expressed that they're enjoying that opportunity. So I think that has worked out well so far. So that's just a positive that I wanted to share with you guys. And then welcome to Mr. Kopenauer. Look forward to working with you and doing things together. Middle school and high school. That'll be great. And then this last thing, been working with Jesse for a long time, and I just want to say that he will be greatly missed. I appreciate everything that he did for our kids over the years. He was a great bus driver, a great friend, and he will be missed.
Thank you. No, I would have missed it. Thank you.
Give you an update, I guess, on the projects. Boiler project at Winslow was, they completed on time. I know she gave fall break startup. One reason for that is it's a two-pipe system. We've tested it out and stuff, but we did that before school started. But in order to do that, a two-pipe system, you're either heating or cooling. And so anyway, we had to turn the air off for a day in the summer to simulate the boilers working. And we still have to do the state inspection for insurance purposes. And in order to do that, we'll have to do the same thing again. And we got school started, so I've put that off till fall break, which will be fine. We do have a few minor hiccups to work out. Anytime you change controls to new controls, you know, we've found some things that were not tied in, or, you know, had to figure out how they were tied in, but Train's working with those, I think, try to get those resolved. I don't know if any of you have been to the back of Petersburg Elementary, but the new chiller that will go in after cooling season ends, when that project started, it's on site, it's been delivered, so it's there. Train is actually working at Petersburg Elementary on some early control stuff, so, which created a few minor hiccups too, because we found some stuff that was, you know, had been wired different than what they originally thought. But those things we run into, we just have to resolve them, get them fixed. So I will tell you, I've been working with Dr. Blake. I'm working with a couple of contractors. We do need to probably work on the boiler at OPG. It's put in 92, which I'm assuming was put in after the tornado, since we had school there. But we have some section leaks on it, and we're not for sure how many sections are leaking, but those will have to be taken apart. I'm working with a couple contractors to get pricing. I've got one in. I went ahead and had them price new, but you know, with the money situation, that's not going to be, that'd be cost prohibitive. But we need to get that resolved before heating season starts. We're okay but we'll need to get that resolved. So, and we'll try our best to hold it to a minimum. So, other than that, the guys have done a lot this summer. You know, we moved a lot of people. You know, had some classroom changes and stuff, and that requires moving furniture and things like that. They grumble a little bit, but they get it done. So, but summer went well, and I think things are going good. So.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, man.
I just want to say thanks to everybody in every building for the great start to the year. It's nice when we hear so many positive things and very few hiccups. I know it's a ton of work, you know, the teachers, but all of the unsung heroes when the teachers get in and try to power their stuff up, or they decide they want a table or a desk change, or they want, you know, all the things that makes the magic happen in there for our tech maintenance and custodial. So appreciate that. Special shout out to Mr. Elliott and the whole PCHS office and crew. Went off without a hitch, some unplanned stuff. You go in there, everyone's just taking care of business as usual, kicking butt. Welcome to Mr. Coconut. We're excited to have you. Thank you to all of the agencies in the community also who recognize the value of connecting with the schools and providing additional opportunities, you know, with partnerships to our kids and families. Think about the Handle with Care, but the PC Night Out and other things. I think it really presents such positive things in front of our students, and I think that's important for them to see and participate in, you know, so that they want to recreate that for their own families down the line. And then, of course, condolences to all of Jesse Braun's family, friends, loved ones. Great guy. Loved our kids. and valued member of the team, and he will be missed.
And his visitation is tomorrow?
Yes. Tomorrow, 11 o'clock.
Tomorrow, 11
11 o'clock, Land Basham in Oakland City.
Thank you. Superintendent comments.
Everybody really said everything, so there's no point. I do thank you all for what you did to get the year going. I echo that Jesse will be missed, and actually over the last few months, I feel like our Pike County School Corporation family has had a lot of loss. We've had a lot of employees who have lost family members, and I keep them all in prayer and help hold them up.
Board member comments? Got one. I want to thank Don again on everything that you put through on that. But also all of our, like somebody just mentioned, all of our police department, the sheriff's department, Petersburg PD, our fire, EMS, everybody. We're very fortunate and very blessed that we do only have one school system in this entire county. But what we do have, it's very unique, and I just want to thank everybody involved for taking the time to do that. So that's all I have.
I'm gonna start talking more now. I'm a new guy, but I think the Handle with Care program is a wonderful thing. And I brought up in the executive session that I get a little passionate. But trust, care, and being committed, I think are three things that we need to work on. Dr. Blake has to trust us. We have to trust her, and it just flows all the way down to everybody in our corporation. I think it's very important. I think, we got to get our school pride picked up some. And I think as administrators, when you talk to your teachers, what you have is a get-to job. You get to teach music, right? You don't got to teach it. You get to do that. I get to be on the school board. I didn't have to come in, went through the whole process, but like I got to go to a board meeting. No, I get to go to a board meeting because I care and I want us to succeed. And I think if that starts at the top and bleeds down, I think it'll really help. And I hope people get on board with that. And you've got suggestions, comments where we can make it better to do things. I'm open to that. And I just want to see our school grow and be a great place to be at.
Well said, Terry. Well said.
Any other board member comments?
I do.
Yep.
On our admin report, give us their reports. Can we have them include our bully numbers and disciplinary numbers so we see they go up and down each month?
I don't see why we can't do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Each month?
Each month. That way we can keep track of going up and down.
Would you like it, like put in the board packet?
No, I'll just, they can
Just a
let
report
us,
here?
yeah, just let when they
Okay.
give the report.
All right,
If that's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to be formal.
Okay.
Nobody
Anybody
else?
else?
I'll make a motion
Can
to
I
adjourn.
say something?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Oh,
No,
you're
sorry.
You were close.
I want to thank Dr. Blake so much just, for taking my call, taking my email, inviting me out. And you, Hunter, I didn't know you yet, but I feel like I do. It's just been so good, just 5 days. Just relationship. And you just seem so fantastic. And so I hope that the way it started, that I can just come in and just keep going and maybe add a little bit of joy to it because I'm pretty excited about being part of this. And on the way over here, there's a rainbow in the sky. So I mean, that verified the decision, I think. So I want to thank Dr. Blake School Board for accepting me and giving me the privilege of being a part of this. So anyway, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, raise your hand. Meeting adjourned. Oh, yes. Board members, stick around. We gotta take-
Yeah.
No, no, take- Oh, yeah. I thought you said.